anniversary of the Sport Fish and Wildlife Restoration Fund, and I know they're going to be making a big push on that. But in 75 years, we haven't done a really good job of telling the public that your license dollars go back to actually working on the resource. And that's responsibility of everybody that is out there. We need to do a better job on that. But just asking these people, just reminding them, okay, before they lapse would be better. Unfortunately, we're hitting them after they've already lapsed. So we're going to be trying to work with state agencies to put together programs that are more proactive during the year when the license holder actually has the license. Now this means some changes for state agencies. I know we had some representatives of Active Network here, and we're working with them to try to build some retention programs. A lot of states do not require email addresses. When you're going online to buy a license, you're not required to put your email address on. I got to tell you, I just got a gift card from Amazon, and they asked me about everything except the birth date of my first male child, okay, in order to get my $50 gift card redeemed. We've got to move into the 20th century, and I know that there are rules and regulations that we have to fight, and I would ask you all to fight that fight, because we need to communicate with our customers on an ongoing basis, and not capturing email addresses in this day and age is just crazy, absolutely crazy. So that'll be some of the stuff we're working on. We're also taking this to the boat registration side. We've identified 480,000 people who own boats and haven't registered them in this country. And they haven't sold those boats. See, we're working with a company called InfoLink that has all this information on boat registrations along. The VIN numbers on boats, it's a great tool. It's very powerful. We've identified 480,000 people who still have the boat sitting in their garage, sitting in the backyard someplace. And my philosophy is if you don't get them to use that boat, they're never going to want to buy a new boat. So we've piloted it in a couple of states, and the results have been pretty fantastic, and we're going to hit all 480,000 of those people here this spring. So I'm looking forward to seeing the results of that next year. Like I said, reducing barriers. All this, every piece of research we've done since I have come to RBFF has told us a couple of things. People want to know where to go. They want to know what is there when they're going to go. They want to know what amenities are available for them. They need some how-to information. Because they may not have been mentored or they were mentored a long time ago, they want to learn how to do things. They want to learn what baits to use. They want to know what fish bite on what things. They want to know what kind of equipment to use. They want to easily purchase their license, okay? Overwhelmingly, when we went through these focus groups, people told us they can get a boarding pass on a mobile phone. Why can't we get a fishing license on a mobile phone? Mobile phone usage is going to, for accessing the internet, is going to surpass any other form of access within the next year. And that's what they're predicting. I guarantee you it's probably quicker than that, all right? So how many of your locations in here, or how many state agencies have mobile-friendly websites right now? If you pulled out your iPhones or your Droids here, and I'm sure the vast majority of you have one of those two things, and you looked at a website, okay? Is it mobile-friendly, or is it just a bunch of gobbledygook? That's going to be very, very important. How people access information is changing. The internet and web and mobile access to that are the keys for that. So, next please. So, TakeMeFishing.org is our primary website. It's grown from 300,000 visitors in 2006 to 6 million visitors today. We have a mobile-friendly version of this that doesn't encompass all the information that's on the website, but it has the how-to, the where-to, how to get a license, how to register your boat, all within the mobile version of the site. Only 1.5% of the people surveyed think that this thing is a total waste of time. So that means 97.5%, almost as good as Geico, customer satisfaction on this website. If we hire the gecko, we may be able to get that extra. So we have the right information, we're giving it in the right formats, and people are enjoying the experience. But as good as those numbers are, this is going to change this year. We're introducing a whole new map, we're introducing a whole new community, and we're going to totally redesign the whole site. Again, based on some usability testing that we did late last year that told us there's some things we can do to make the map more intuitive, there's some things we can do to make the navigation better, and so on. So, next please. Then of course, the digital tools, taking that website and making it mobile. 25% of our traffic now comes through mobile devices. And then of course, taking some of the data we have on the map, specifically around boat ramps and marinas, and doing a separate app for that. It's been downloaded now by about 75,000 people, and about 1.5 million queries on that app from those 75,000 people. And the other tool that they don't have up here is we've taken that whole that map that we have, developed a widget that can now be embedded on anyone's website. And currently we have 35 partners that have embedded that widget on their website that's driving another 20% of our traffic. With that, next, there you go there, I think with a minute to spare. Anybody have any questions? Yes?
How do you develop, what are the strategies you use to develop successful fishing opportunities or adventures to make those individuals more likely to come back? Are there strategies you implement for folks to have a successful fishing opportunity?
We have a 17-person staff, and the on-ground opportunities are done mainly through our grant programs and other things. What we try to do is position it so that they have the information in where they can go, how to do what they do. We can't be the mentor for
right. But what do you see though in the field? What are folks doing to create this? I guess I've taken a bunch of folks out fishing.
Right.
And a lot of my buddies, we didn't have a successful fishing adventure. We didn't catch anything. And after 2 or 3 times, they're done. And so I'm just wondering, what is it that maybe I could do, or the field could do, besides teach them, besides show them? I mean, is there a certain type of fishing that we should start with? Should we catch bluegill for first day or so to get them a feel?
Are there any boating safety guys in the room? No, I was mentioning I had a well-stocked cooler, but I didn't want to. Well, and that's an issue, and this is a relationship between fish and fishermen, and that's very, very important. Participating in fishing and boating develops funding that goes back to developing the resource. I have a saying, no fish, no fishing. The people aren't catching, okay? So the importance of state fish and wildlife agencies managing those resources, understanding the stocking programs and the quality of what is caught there. I would recommend that, depending on where you're going and the pressure that's on a particular lake, I mean, there's a lot of factors involved. When the moon phases, our new TakeMeFishing.org is going to have lunar charts and all this other stuff on there to make it easier for you to catch it. I think you got to hone your skill. It's not an easy sport. It's not like some of the other things that you can do in the outdoors. I mean, there is that element of boredom and unenthusiastic catching that happens, and I don't know really how to address that, to be honest with you.
We have time for one more question.
Yes,
Frank, can you quickly help us understand how you guys are funded? Because the type of stuff you're doing is first-rate, high-quality research and application. And obviously your funding source and the percentage of your budget that you allocate to that would be helpful for folks to understand in order to deliver this sort of quality.
we are funded from the Sportfish Restoration Program. There is 2% of the dollars that are allocated annually that go to communication and outreach. That fund is administered by the Fish and Wildlife Service. Fish and Wildlife Service, we have a 3-year cooperative agreement with them that every 3 years they go back out to bid to see if they can find 17 people that have different brains than we do and can come up with different ideas. So that's where we get the funding from. And that funding comes in through what the wallop, that $700 million, we get a percentage of that. About half of what we get goes to consumer outreach.
Okay.
About half of those dollars.
And that includes the research and the application of the research?
That would just, yeah, that pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. It's about $6 million.
Yeah, so
okay.
That's an important issue, and so
right.
I think no, I was just going to say, I think the challenge for the federal agencies is how to figure out how to leverage. I mean, you're growing the market to benefit the agencies, right. And at the same time, there's probably things that the agencies can be doing to better leverage the information that you're using to grow the market. That's, I think, an interesting opportunity.
No, and that's absolutely right. I mean, every agency that sees this needs to develop some sort of a retention program, because they're losing people they shouldn't have to lose if you just simply communicate with them.
Right.
You know, if the agency reached out to you and asked you for a survey of what, you know, where'd you go and what'd you catch, and you came back and we had a lousy experience, maybe the agency would concentrate on that particular body of water to make that experience better. They're not doing that right now. They're not asking their customers what is going on.
Thank you.
Well, Frank is going to be back with us, but Frank, thanks for bringing a very important message to us.